Which NBA roster has the most playoff experience? In this analysis, I'm only including the 20 teams that made the postseason. Starting off at number 20, the least experienced team this postseason is the Oklahoma City Thunder with a playoff experience score of 9.44. Playoff experience score is how I'm comparing each team. Here's how it's calculated. Each individual player receives a playoff experience score based on how many playoff series they've played in their career. For example, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has played 2 playoff series in his career, so that results in an individual playoff experience score of 2. Players can also receive a decimal value for their experience score. This occurs when a player doesn't play every game in a series. For example, in the 2020 first round, Lou Dort played 6 out of 7 games. This results in a playoff experience score of 0.86. A team's playoff experience score is the combined total of their players' experience scores. Here's a breakdown of the Thunder's playoff experience. The Thunder score of 9.44 is actually insanely low. The team right above them on this list has a score that's more than double OKC's. There are actually 53 players in the postseason who have an individual score that's higher than OKC's team score. Every single team other than Team 19 has at least one player with a greater individual score, and one team actually has 8 players with individual scores greater than the Thunder's team score. OKC will have to compensate quite a bit, and we will see how this severe lack of experience plays out in the postseason. At number 19, we have the New York Knicks with a playoff experience score of 21.24. The Knicks are the 3rd youngest team in the playoffs and the youngest in their conference, so it makes sense that they're this low on the list. At number 18, we have the Memphis Grizzlies with a playoff experience score of 23.86. The Grizzlies are the 2nd youngest team in the postseason, so despite this being their 3rd straight playoff appearance, they're still an inexperienced bunch. Honorable mention goes out to Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, who are out for the postseason. Before getting injured, Adams was by far the Grizzlies' most experienced player. At number 17, we have the Sacramento Kings with a playoff experience score of 33.26. This year, the Kings ended the longest playoff drought in NBA history, so it makes sense that their roster has very little playoff experience. Harrison Barnes and Matthew Dellavedova will certainly be doing a lot of mentoring this postseason. At number 16, we have the Atlanta Hawks with a playoff experience score of 39.64. Like the Grizzlies, this is also the Hawks' 3rd straight playoff appearance. The Hawks are the 4th youngest team in the postseason and are hoping to make another conference finals run. At number 15, we have the New Orleans Pelicans with a playoff experience score of 43.48. The Pelicans have a healthy mix of veterans and young players. Before Zion got injured, the Pelicans were the 1 seed in the West. There's a chance Zion can come back for the postseason, putting the Pelicans back into contention. At number 14, we have the Chicago Bulls with a playoff experience score of 43.97. The Bulls are actually on the older side of the spectrum, which goes to show how much the organization has been struggling these past few years. The majority of the Bulls' playoff experience comes from DeMar DeRozan and Patrick Beverley. At number 13, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves with a playoff experience score of 47.79. Once again, we are back on the youthful side of the NBA. This year marks Minnesota's 3rd playoff appearance in 18 years, not a good ratio. This is their 1st consecutive appearance since 2004, and with Karl Anthony Towns recently returning to action, they're hoping to make a strong push. Just a quick note that Jaden McDaniels fractured his hand in the last game of the season by punching a wall. His playoff experience score is only 1, so he doesn't move the Wolves' standing on this list at all, but it's a tough blow for Minnesota, made worse by the fact that it was entirely avoidable. At number 12, we have the Toronto Raptors with a playoff experience score of 51.74. I don't have much to say about the Raptors. They're an average team, they're of average age, literally dead middle, and they have an average playoff experience score. Maybe if they go ballistic, they can make it to the 2nd round. At number 11, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers with a playoff experience score of 58.88. Now, I was shocked that Cleveland made it this high on the list as their central core is extremely young. Danny Green, however, carried the hell out of them, contributing over half their playoff experience score. Without Danny, the Cavs would be ranked 17th on this list. At number 10, we have the Brooklyn Nets with a playoff experience score of 62.29. The Nets have surprised everyone with how well they've been playing after blowing up their roster. The young guys are really coming into their own, and it's anyone's guess how far they go in the playoffs. At number 9, we have the Denver Nuggets with a playoff experience score of 75.08. The Nuggets are the 1 seed in the West and are hoping to finally have their playoff breakthrough. Now, at number 8, we have a significant jump in score. This video is sponsored by Sports Built Different with their glowing basketball. These balls are perfect for nighttime games, especially with the weather getting warmer these days. Link is in the description. Use code EXO for 50% off, plus free shipping. Now, back to the video. At number 8, we have the Los Angeles Lakers with a playoff experience score of 96.21. LeBron contributes the majority of this experience as he has an individual score of 50. Fun fact, LeBron, in his entire career, has never missed a single playoff game. 15 playoff runs, 50 playoff series, the most playoff games played of all time, and 0 missed games. Absolutely incredible. At number 7, we have the Philadelphia 76ers with a playoff experience score of 99.29. Like the Nuggets, the Sixers are also hoping to finally have their playoff breakthrough. Maybe Jokic and Embiid are more similar than they'd like to admit. Fun fact, James Harden has never missed the playoffs once in his entire career. He's made 14 straight playoffs, which is the longest active streak among both players and franchises. At number 6, we have the Phoenix Suns with a playoff experience score of 106.99, our first triple-digit score. The high score is largely coming from Kevin Durant and Chris Paul, 2 of the most experienced veterans in the league. The Suns are crazy scary, and I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs. At number 5, we have the Boston Celtics with a playoff experience score of 117.12. The Celtics have the second highest chance of winning it all according to Vegas odds, with there being a 23% chance the trophy goes back to Boston. At number 4, we have the Miami Heat with a playoff experience score of 118.69. The Heat, by their standards, have been struggling this year, but we all know that playoff Jimmy Butler is a different breed. We'll have to see if they can utilize all this playoff experience to their advantage. At number 3, we have the Los Angeles Clippers with a playoff experience score of 132.77. The Clippers are the team I talked about at the start, who have 8 players with an individual playoff experience score higher than the entire OKC Thunder roster. If Paul George comes back for the playoffs, the Clippers have a very real chance of winning it all. At number 2, we have the Milwaukee Bucks with a playoff experience score of 137.48. The Bucks are the oldest team in the NBA, so it makes sense that they have crazy playoff experience. Milwaukee is currently the title favorites, and Vegas gives them a 27% chance of winning it all. And finally, at number 1, we have the Golden State Warriors with a playoff experience score of 150.9. The Warriors, without a doubt, have the most experienced core. Despite being the 6th seed, every team should be scared if they match up against Golden State. Now, here's a list of the 10 most experienced individual players in this year's postseason. Notice how 4 of them are on the Warriors. Now, here's a list of the players who contribute the highest percentage of their team's playoff experience score. These guys are going to be doing a lot of mentoring this postseason. Side note that Steven Adams would be on this list if he wasn't out for the season. And finally, here's a list of all the players on postseason teams that are out for the season. Despite people complaining about increased injuries in recent times, this injured list isn't too bad. Paul George, Jaden McDaniels, and Zion didn't make this list because they haven't yet been officially ruled out for the season. So there you have it, a ranked list of every postseason team's playoff experience. Here's the list sorted by conference, with the arrows on the left denoting how their experience ranking stacks up with the regular season standings. And just for fun, here's the list compared to Vegas championship odds. Comment down below who you think is winning the chip. I know I'm a new channel and I don't have much of a portfolio yet, but if you like well-researched, analytical basketball videos like this one, please like and subscribe so you can see my future content. Thanks for watching everyone, this is the EXO and I'll see you all next time.
I'm in my bed.